I have a problem. When I'm not making, eating, thinking about, talking about, or filming food, I'm reading about it. My weakness is cookbooks. I'll happily get lost in one all day without a care in the world, and my ever-growing collection is starting to get slightly out of hand. My latest read is this beast. It's packed full of good stuff, but there are 3 key takeaways that I wanted to share with you. So if you're new to cooking, or you're feeling a little stale in the kitchen, like this piece of bread that's been sat on my kitchen counter for weeks, hopefully this will help and give you some inspiration. Learn how to taste. Seems obvious, right? But it's not actually something that most of us are taught how to do properly. It might sound funny, right? But being present with the experience of eating, as well as connected to the thing that you're tasting, doesn't come naturally to most of us. But trust me, this will completely change your relationship with food and with cooking. Once you learn how to taste fully, food, and by extension life, becomes a bit more high definition. It's like going from 360p to 4K. And so the book gives us some simple ways to start learning how to better experience flavor. Here are some of my favorites. Smell your food like a dog. Flavor is actually less than 10% taste and more than 90% smell. Deconstruct your food. If you know the taste and the texture of the individual ingredients that make up a dish, you'll better understand how foods work together. Try unusual food combinations. In the journey to becoming a better cook, asking yourself questions like, why does this work? Why doesn't this work? Is a key part of the learning process. So be curious. Most recipes don't need to be exact. There are, of course, certain things and certain dishes where a recipe is important, like a dough or a pastry or something mega fancy.
Half an English trifle and half a shepherd's pie.
But for most other things, a base knowledge of ingredients and cooking processes will be more important here and just generally more fun. Experimentation is the best way to learn here. How adding more salt, some citrus, a little bit of honey affect the flavor of the dish? Is the texture a little bit one-dimensional? Maybe it needs some crunch. Test and learn and be curious. And as Tim says in the book, if you f it all up, you could always order takeout. Okay, another key takeaway from this book. Flavor is the starting point. For chefs, making something tasty is like the bare minimum. So once you've perfected a few key skills in the kitchen, start thinking about food as like a full sensory experience. Texture, taste, smell, environment, presentation, all of these things go into the experience of food. Like for me, nothing beats eating fish and chips drenched in salt and vinegar out of greasy paper wrapping right by the sea. Or, Lake Ontario, because I live in Toronto now. If you've got any good cookbook recommendations, I am sure that my partner Dev will be absolutely thrilled at the prospect of me growing my cookbook collection even further. All right, well, I'm off. Happy cooking. See you next time.